It's like
Holy hell.
there's a lot of mental illness in this country.
I just never experienced anything like this. Like I've never experienced any type of never. I don't know anything about this realm.
Break from social media, and then like 3 days later she's like posting a bunch of more videos. She's been posting more shit talking about like, oh, Mr. Beast needs to run for president, all this bullshit. Like she's still on it, still like talking a bunch of nonsense. Like she needs like some like I don't know, like her family's not there, nobody's there, nobody steps in. It's so weird. I don't know.
Wow, that's really strange. She has no like relationship or anything, no boyfriend, no nothing.
Nothing like, and it's like I was saying, that YouTube video by Patrick CC basically like explains like she's basically alienated all of like the other creators and other people in her life because she's basically like a compulsive liar, and kind of fucked over everybody else that ever tried to help her.
What didn't she do a production? And Kara, I'll get to you in a second. Didn't she do
Yeah.
like a production with that one other creator or something? Was she like a part of a
She used,
video or something, a short film?
she used to be with she used to be on David Dobrik's blogs and shit.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, and she was a Vine star back in the day. Like, she's OG internet like status.
Dude, everyone who's OG internet like gets a little wonky at one point, and I can understand why. You know, the one thing I never did, and I don't think I ever will do, is I've never made this my full life income because now you have to measure your success based on other people's opinion, and I will
Right.
never do that. Like, 'cause that is such an like, unhealthy way of living life. I feel like.
Hey
Um,
guys.
Kara, go ahead. Yeah, Kara joined on.
Hey.
How
Okay,
do you
I've
say your
been
name by the way?
following. I'm doing great. How are you?
No, no, one second. Kara, one second. The first guy, what's your name? I'm sorry, I don't even know your name.
Nick.
Nick. All right,
Oh,
Nick.
Nick.
Nick, hang on for a second. Kara,
Yeah.
what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to weigh in here. You
Please.
know? So, Nick, I've been watching this situation since the beginning. Can't say I'm a Gabby Hanna fan. I used to be a long, long time ago. But I don't know, what you did wasn't right. And the fact that you're still talking about it now, I just feel like a lot of this is for clout.
Well,
Like
Kara, hold
you
on.
say that.
I'm happy you brought it up. It's an interesting conversation.
Mhm. I just think that a lot of it, like even the situation, like you say that you're trying to bring awareness to the situation, but those were the only videos on your page, and that's the only thing you're continuing to do now. For a while during this situation, I even followed you, Nick, because I was interested in this whole thing and wanted to see the thing. And so your plan obviously worked, and you haven't stemmed into any other type of content or niche or anything. You only remain on the topic of Gabby Hanna. So tell me, if there wasn't any other reason, then why is this still being brought up on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, it's been like 3 weeks, and there's literally still people making YouTube videos about it. It's literally still happening. So I don't know what to tell you.
It's like even after you said, "Oh, the whole thing was done," you were still checking in on her pages. It just seems like a lot of it.
I don't I don't really
So,
understand.
Nick, are you saying so? What's happened? Yeah, I guess I don't know either because I don't follow like that type of that side of TikTok. I don't know. So, for she left. Okay, I thought we were gonna have a whole conversation. All right. Uh, um, what the hell happened? What happened, to everybody? That was strange. Dude, sometimes TikToks just be messing up sometimes. Sorry about that. I think TikTok has like a glitch or something.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Uh,
I should
hey,
cry thing.
okay. So Nick, question. So I haven't seen any of your videos. Have you been making content on this topic, or have you just been like responding, or what have you been making?
Basically just been responding to like what people have been saying and trying to like set the story straight and like try to put it out there that like, hey, I'm not like an evil person. Like I didn't hurt her. I didn't want to hurt her. I never wanted to hurt anybody and all that sort of thing.
I
Yeah,
think
I
for
can totally
me,
see her perspective though. I mean, I can see like
No,
the fear. Yeah, especially if someone's not well. Like if someone showed up at my place, I mean, I'd be weirded out by that. I mean, I had a girl film me one time on a date. I was on. This is a year ago, literally a year ago. I went on a date with a girl from Hinge, and she filmed me and posted it to TikTok. But the backlash against her was so severe that she deleted her account. But
yeah.
it was so weird.
well,
Kara, what
yeah,
do you
I
have
was
to say?
about I was about to say the same thing. Like even me, I'm not anywhere near where you are in followers, Ethan, but I've had people track my IP and send me threats, send my location in my DMs, crazy stuff. And it's very alarming to your health or like just your wellness in general. And being a woman like Gabby living alone and having a man enter her house, which under false pretenses, you can't lie. You lied about why you're going in there.
What do you mean by false pretense? I knocked on the door. I asked if I could come in. She said yes. If she would have said no, I would have.
Okay, you asked, can I
away.
use the bathroom?
And I did. I used the bathroom after that.
Yes. Okay, but that's not why you wanted to go there. You saw her videos. I know, but you didn't go in there and you didn't say, "Hey, can we have a conversation?" Because then it would have gone differently. Because if you were just a random neighbor walking around the street and you were like, "Oh, I really have to go to the bathroom," and then left, that would have been respectful. You knew her identity. You knew what was going on. You went under there under false pretenses. Whether you used the bathroom or not, that was not the reason you went there.
Because when someone's having like a psychotic break or a manic episode or something, like they're obviously like, you don't walk in there and say, "Hey, I'm here to save you. I'm gonna."
But why
today?
You're
crazy. You're crazy, and I'm sane. I'm gonna save you. Like, that doesn't work. Like,
yeah, I agree, Nick. I agree. But why do you get to be the one to do that? Let me know that. Why do you?
Have you ever heard this quote? If not me, then who? If not now, then when?
Then any of her friends, then her family. And I know she was going, like, doing different things, but I don't know if this is correct. Long time since I've seen her. But she's from, I don't remember exactly where. I want to say Pennsylvania, exactly. So her family's far away. They were still dealing with some stuff. You don't know what was going on.
We all know. I mean, that's not true. We all know what's going on. She's posting it all on TikTok. And
yeah, but she didn't say, she didn't say what was going on with her family stuff or who was reaching out or yada, yada, yada. She's
still posting the same shit, though, so nobody's helping her. Like, okay,
but
that's the point.
If I post on social media and I'm, like, having an anxiety attack, it doesn't give a random man that follows me on TikTok, like, the chance to come into my house and just try to help.
I mean, think about it. Look, think about it this way. If you're walking down the street and there's a house on fire, like, are you going to go in there and try to save somebody? Like,
yeah, but I'm not going to drive to the fire to save it because I'm not a fireman. You're not a therapist.
You don't have to be
her friend.
You don't have to be a fireman or a therapist to try to help somebody. That's the point I'm trying to make.
You didn't put out the fire.
Nick, were you concerned about her health? Like, were you concerned about her, like, well-being?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I've literally had that same kind of like I had a bad acid trip before, and I had that same exact psychosis before. Like, I've seen it before. Like, I wanted to help her, and maybe it didn't go down like in the perfect way, but shit, like I literally did want to help. I have nothing but pure intentions. I didn't hurt her. I didn't steal anything. I didn't do anything bad. So like, I don't like it's.
I'm sure that like a part of you came in with really good intentions, but the reason I think so much of this was for clout and publicity is the fact that you were walking around her house, using her bathroom and being like, "I'm in Gabby Hanna's house." Why does that make that okay?
Wait, did you post her medicine in her cabinet?
Nope. She posted a video of me, and the only medicine interaction was me looking at it and saying like, "Hey, what's this?" Like, because I mean, Christ, like if someone's in a psychotic state and they have meds that they're not taking, like, is it crazy to ask like, "Hey, like maybe is this your med?" You know? Like,
no, Nick, you can't be posting that on the internet though.
No, I didn't post it though. I didn't post that.
Gabby posted that.
She posted that.
Oh, okay.
Because she came downstairs, and she was like, "Hey, Nick," and then Nick was like, "Oh," she was like, "I fucking know who you are, bitch." And then that's not the exact words. And
no, because people in the comments were like gassing her up and just like making up all these crazy things.
What do you mean by gassing her up? What comments? What are you talking? Was she live streaming?
No, she wasn't live streaming, but she was like uploading a video like every 5 minutes. So the comments were just like, "Oh, this guy's doing this, this guy's doing that," but like nobody.
How did they know that you were there? Did you live stream yourself going in?
No, I couldn't live stream at that point because I didn't have the followers for it.
Okay.
This is what I mean, Nick and Ethan. This is what I mean. This is what makes it so clout based. You're like, I couldn't live stream then because I didn't have the followers.
Well, no. I asked him if he was live streaming, and he said he couldn't live stream.
But he took like a good 5 to 10 videos while he was in Gabby Hanna's house. Why?
I was trying.
If you were seriously
trying to bring awareness to a bad situation. Like,
no. If you really cared about someone, you wouldn't publicly post their
No,
like
literally people.
problems on the internet.
What? No, literally people were asking like, "Hey, check on the cats." Like, "Hey, somebody check on her. Are the cats okay? Or everything?" So I posted a video of the cats, like, and to see, so people could see that the cats
But
were.
who gives you that right? I know you have the superhero like instinct in you that's like, I don't gotta save the world, but like that's not your job.
It's not about saving the world. It's about helping somebody
It
that needs.
really comes down to this. It really comes down to this. Some people might see this as Nick. You were trying. I mean, it sounds like it's almost like a get out of free card in a sense. Like you can claim that you're trying to help people, and maybe you were, and like no one will know other than you. But I think to Kara's perspective, she thinks that this was clout based. But the reality is, like, what was the result? Like, what was the result? Was the result that did it help her? Did we bring more awareness to the situation, or
It,
did it cause more problems?
it literally brought a shit ton of awareness to the situation, and like, and then at that point, and that's when like everything, like it broke her cycle of like just her being by herself and being manic, and then she like had people like even more so than
Wow.
before wanting to check up on her, and like
That is like such a fucked up point of view, Nick. Like if I was having an anxiety attack and then all of a sudden a random man showed up in my house and then people were like, wow, she actually needs some help because there's a guy that
here's the thing.
broke into her house.
I didn't break in though. I knocked on the door and I asked if I could come in, and if she would have said no, I would have turned away and went home.
But
Like
you're just like, this is the problem with this whole thing. Because Nick, from the beginning, when I was watching this, when I was like sitting on my phone refreshing Gabby Hanna videos every 2 seconds, I was waiting for you to like, I don't know, I wanted to be on your side. I really did. But then the fact that it was like the clout and just, oh man, you're not willing to take any responsibility for anything that came out of this situation. Like you still think
I mean, what do you mean?
Like I just feel like you're like, oh yeah, I spread so much awareness, but you hurt her like that is scary.
I didn't hurt her. I didn't hurt her.
Nick, that is so, I don't know. You guys are both men, so you guys don't understand this. But as a woman, when someone comes into your house under false pretenses or anything, you feel in danger. And I know you can say, oh, whatever. But like, we can't even walk down the street at night. And when you said, oh, I want to use the bathroom, but you knew her entire identity, who she was, and was like filming her full on, that puts her in a position like of immediate danger, whether you weren't intending that or not. That is scary.
About
what?
Yeah, I mean, look, I kind of care. I can kind of agree with you. There's like two sides to this. Like, she did let him in the house, but like, yeah, it's concerned that
I just I don't get that whole like he let him in the house. It's like she thought that he needed to use the bathroom.
But if he was like a bad person trying to hurt her, I mean, what do you think a bad person trying to hurt her would do? They would say, "I need to use the bathroom," and then like she still accepted it, right? Yeah. So going into it, there was still like this idea of like, oh, I'm letting a stranger in my house. Luckily, he wasn't. I mean, okay, so he wasn't trying to physically hurt her. I mean, maybe his intentions were that he wanted clout or whatever. But like, is clout even that cool? I don't know. Like, do people really care that much about it? Like,
well, I guess I don't know. Maybe that, Nick. Like, did you get a lot out of it? Because like, what? Like, I just seriously don't understand. Like, I mean, what
people literally. Like you're saying, like I got clout, but no, what I got was actually like people, the entire internet hating me, like writing articles, like doxing my family's address, like.
What articles were written? Was there like some media about this?
What's that?
Is there some media about this I can read? Is there articles about this?
Yeah, there's a big what's it called? Christ, what are they? Insider. There's an Insider article about it. And
okay, cool.
Doing like an interview tomorrow with some other. I'm doing like interviews all this week.
That's again. Why are you still doing interviews then? Let it die.
People are requesting it. People are requesting for interviews.
No, I know, but like, oh my God, it just feels like it's just going so far. Like, if you seriously wanted to help her, the situation should have just stopped when you felt like you helped her.
Kara, how do you feel about this? I mean, I know obviously you're upset, but like, have you dealt with some version of this like anxiety or psychosis? I'm just curious.
I don't have psychosis, but I am someone who I have ADHD. And with ADHD, you fall into depressive states and anxiety a lot. And so I've had panic attacks, and I've never been like, I don't have manic episodes or things like that, but it is really scary. And I know
Yeah.
I care a lot about like just like female feeling safe. And like, I know, again, you guys
I
don't get
do.
that, but it's scary.
Harmony, what do you have to
Hi.
say? What's up? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to tell Nick, I'm the one that got kicked out of your live. You didn't do it, so I apologize. I was defending him, you know? I don't know if he remembers me.
So are you defending Nick? So
Yeah,
what
of
is your position on
course.
this? Well, what do you think? How can you defend Nick?
There's nothing wrong with what he wants to do, you know, to go do interviews.
Oh, okay, but like the whole situation about him going to the woman's house. I mean, that's
Oh,
kind of
no, yeah.
wild.
I completely defend him. Look, he was just trying to help her out, and it like blew up in his face, you know? I mean, you can see when he went there, he was like, everyone's like, help her, help her. He's like, well, what do I do? What do I do, guys? Like, I'm here. What do I do? I think that was in
Wait,
one of the
so you were
videos.
live streaming, were you or
I
no?
was live streaming. I posted videos.
Yes, he just posted.
I know it would go in the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Harmony,
like
do
if
you
you were
have
gonna
any
do it, like wouldn't it be better if you like? Well, Nick, what gets me is if you didn't like post videos about it, and if you just went in and reached out to her and asked her if she was okay, and said that you lived down the street and you saw her videos and you told her at the front door, I guess that would be like more acceptable. But like
Exactly.
it's hard for me to get behind it when it's like inside her house while she's having an episode. I don't know.
filming videos of you peeing
So one
in her
side, on one side, I
toilet?
see that like she wasn't mentally well enough to accept help. So maybe you had to, do what seems to be the wrong thing, to get the best results. You know, sometimes you have to be the bad guy to do the right thing. Maybe is that the case right now? Are you the bad guy to do the right thing for her at your own cost? Is that what we're arguing, or
Yeah,
is it that,
I feel like
or
that's
is it? Go
summary.
ahead. What?
I feel like that's an accurate summary. Yeah, and it's not even just about this one situation too, because it's about the whole mental health situation in the United States as a whole. Like there's a lot of people struggling with these issues, and like bringing attention to it in one case can help a lot of other people in other and people like deal with this, and like what can be done, what can't be done, you know, and what police can do, what EMS can do, and what they can't do. And like you know,
Because
just
people called the police on her already.
yeah, people were like,
Why were people calling the police on her? Like, what gave it away?
she was making like $100 a day, basically.
Yeah, she was singing really bad. Like, she was singing really loudly in her backyard and things, so her neighbors would get concerned. Lots of things.
Oh my god. Yeah, I saw like one or two of her videos. I didn't watch them all. I was
Yeah,
like,
I watched like all of them, so I'm like completely tuned into this story. Nick, let me ask you this one thing. Again, I don't think you're a bad person. I just think the situation was handled badly, and you won't admit where it was wrong. So let me ask you this. If you were to go back to that, like you had a time machine, you got to go back to that day, how would you have handled the situation? Would you have not changed anything about it? Would you have done anything differently?
I would have like wished that she would have not looked at her phone, so we could have just interacted more as people, and like I could have brought attention to it myself, and then I could have like as the person that was sitting in reality, I could have like leveraged with her. Like there's a certain like way that you interact with people that are going through psychosis. It's called LEAP, and it's called it's a certain protocol, and it's like learn, empathize, accept, and I can't remember the exact like acronym for it though. But like you like people were like you're supposed to just like be with them and then talk with them, and then but what happened is that all these people leaving nasty comments about me like basically triggered her into thinking that I was going to do something bad, but I wasn't. So like
Right.
if it would have just been like, look, I'm making the videos, I'm bringing attention to this, and what can I do? And then we could have like come to a conclusion without all these people commenting, leaving nasty comments saying, hey, this guy's going to kill you. This guy's going to do this guy's going to do that. Like then we could have actually made a better situation. And I'm definitely sorry for like how it went down. And that's like something that I want to make really clear. Like
So, question, again,
Sure.
going back to the same day, would you have done it and not taken videos?
No, I mean, I literally had to take videos because if you've seen the drama unfold over the last few weeks, like people have been making up all these lies to the point where like if I didn't have these videos, I would be like getting accused of things and I would have no proof otherwise, basically.
Well, if you didn't post, you didn't have to post it right away. I guess you could have just recorded it and kept it to yourself in case it got issued, in case it became an issue, right?
Yeah, but I guess it's a bit of like social proof, you know, it's one thing to like have proof on my phone, but if nobody knows that it's true, like it's one thing to have the truth yourself, but if nobody else knows it, then does it really matter?
So was it like that you were trying to help her, or like trying to help her plus make a case for mental health in the
Yeah,
U.S. and that? But like
both.
at some point, isn't that a cost of her? Like she didn't sign up for that. Like she didn't sign up to have her
Thank
mental health.
you.
Or I mean, in one argument, she kind of did because she's putting up all her like videos, like you said, hundreds of videos. In a sense, she is kind of making a case for herself. But in the second case, like that's her decision that she gets to do on her own TikTok. I don't know if anyone else has that right to come in and make videos about her and showcase her lack of mental health as some sort of like poster for why we need to, reach out and get
Yeah,
help if you have problems.
I have a
Yeah,
comment on that. I have a
totally.
comment on that too. So you're saying that like in the very beginning, you were just wanting to help her, but then you weren't doing it for clout, but you did it to grow mental health awareness, which means you were doing it to grow a following.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I think that you can do both, but like I know growing a following is seen as like I don't know, not necessarily. It sounds like adversarial, like he had selfish intent. But like I don't know, like Nick, like the serious. That's actually no. I think you should answer that though. It's like how much of this was for followers, and how much was this for
Be completely
helping?
honest, Nick. We're not going to judge you. At this point, I've
There's
said
only like 95
all
people
of
in
it.
here, so I don't think it's like yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I've done this before with friends that aren't on social media, like, and it wasn't posted. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So
but
then why didn't you post those friends and not Gabby Hanna? Because that would have been the same mental health awareness, just without getting the free clout off of it.
I mean, no, it wouldn't have been the same mental health awareness. That's the whole point.
I mean, it could have been. It just seemed like you
No,
wanted
it
Gabby
wouldn't have-
Hanna's name attached to your videos to get the help.
no, it wouldn't have been I mean, my roommate that went crazy and like broke all the glass in our apartment and like almost killed himself. Like if I recorded that and posted on TikTok, nobody would have cared. Like, what do you mean?
So, I guess you needed the name, and okay. Well, are you going to make more content now on mental health? Like, what's your strategy going forward?
Yeah, I mean, totally. I'm trying to just make the best of a bad situation, and like I've been putting out like I mean August or September is National like Suicide Month and stuff, so I've been like posting resources on my story and like talking to people, and like people have been reaching out to me in my DMs and saying like, hey, like I had a
Why
family
are you
member.
so passionate about this? I'm just curious.
I mean, personally, my family has had this issue before. Like, my dad has bipolar. Like, I'm like seeing therapists, like seeing psychiatrists. Like, I've been treated for depression. I've been treated for ADHD. I've been treated for all these different things. So I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in my friends. I've seen it in my family, and I see it now out in the world. And like, I want to go out there and like try to do something about it. Period. I guess.
Kara, what do you think? Do you buy it?
No, I'm sorry.
Why not? Why don't you buy it?
I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm this like I'm a very compassionate person, but and like same thing, like as I said, like I've struggled with a lot of mental health. A lot of my close friends have too. One of my friends is a therapist, yada yada, this and that. But I don't see someone on the street and then say, "Oh, suddenly this is my passion. I'm going to make videos for this and I'm going to just attach their name to my profile and that's going to make me become the next TikTok therapist." Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It'd be interesting to get a real therapist's like perspective on this, and if they would agree with Nick or not.
I mean,
Nick, have you?
I feel like this
Go
is thing where like people get mad at the TikTokers who like give $1,000 to a homeless person, and it's like, well, they gave money to they gave money to somebody who needed it. Like, who cares if they recorded it, for Christ's sake?
But if you're gonna do it for clout,
Yeah, that's for clout then.
like if
Eve,
you're gonna give money to a homeless person for clout, you're not actually giving them money, you know?
Mhm.
so Eve, what's up? What do you think about this?
Okay, so I basically think like right now where he's coming from, like I can see where he's all saying like, "Oh, I was there for her," but the way that he immediately flipped as soon as Gabby kicked him out of his house, and he was like, "Well, do you see how she's acting? Oh, look at her! Like, oh, do you really want to trust someone who thinks like God is all this, all that?" Like the immediate flip to me is what really fucking pisses me off.
I don't know what you're
So,
talking about.
Nick, what was the flip? Tell us, Nick. Or
I
do
don't know.
You
know?
literally you made
I don't know.
videos that said like once you left her house, you made a video and you were just like, how am I going to take her seriously? Like, look at her. She's saying she's the Messiah. What, are you going to take her seriously? Like, that's where I got pissed off.
Where's that video? I don't know.
Eve, what pissed you off about that? You can go into deeper. Just curious. I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
don't know that.
the curiosity is the fact that like, so he went to his house, like he went to her house to check on her, right?
Yeah.
And then he got kicked out. Everyone got pissed off. Everyone was getting mad at him. And then his response was, well, look at her. She thinks she's the Messiah.
That's
She's
not,
obviously going through a manic. Are we really going to take her seriously?
that's not
And
true.
just discredited her to make himself look good. That's where I get pissed off.
That's not true.
Okay.
No,
Well,
it
Nick,
is true,
what
though.
did you say, Nick? What video is you referring to?
I have no idea. I've never deleted any videos. They're all on my profile.
No, but did you not say she thinks she's the Messiah? So how are you going to take her seriously?
I don't know what you're talking about. I
It
literally
might have
don't.
been on. It might have been on a live. You've been like just live.
Oh, it
live
might have
streaming a
been.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a recorded live that I saw. You might be right, babe.
I think so.
So
Because I was watching a few of the lives
okay.
during
I mean,
the
that was-
live stream.
If I did say that, that was probably addressing like she was saying that I broke in or something, and I'm like, well, we can't really trust what she says. I don't think that's
No,
true.
no, no. You didn't break in though. Like you genuinely, like she let you in because she was in a manic, and like she did truly believe that you were a test.
Yeah.
Question.
We can attest to that. Like that's what was said. Like
wait. That's actually so interesting. So, Nick, when she let you in, do you think she was happy to see you?
Yeah, she like we were having a good time until she was reading nasty comments about me. We were literally having like she was.
I remember seeing a scene, and I only saw like one video where you were like in her kitchen, right? That's when you were kicked out, right? And she was
Yeah.
like chatting with you,
Yeah.
and then she like turned and started screaming, and I just
Right.
I had
that was
flashbacks
like
to, college.
like 7 videos later. They had already gone for a run together.
No, we never.
They had hung out. Like there was a whole like
What I mean.
bonding thing that happened before the video that you're talking about, Ethan.
Wait, really?
Correction.
So you guys
they
hung
didn't,
out?
They didn't,
Yeah.
they didn't go on a run, but they weren't like going on a run, but they were like hanging out and dancing in the bathroom and kind of.
But
like,
didn't she
just
say that
walking
they
around.
went for a run? I could have sworn that she said that they went for a run.
She
I
asked.
don't
She
remember that.
was planning on going for a run, and she was asking me if I wanted to go with her, and that was yes.
Okay.
Did not go
So
on.
wait, Nick. So she and you were hanging out after
Yeah.
you used the
Mhm.
bathroom.
Yeah. She literally
That's
like asked
wild.
me, hey, do you want to have some coffee? And I was like, sure. And she was like, hey, how do you take your coffee? Like I have all these videos that I haven't uploaded because they're just
Yeah.
on of like her asking like, hey, do you want some coffee? Like, oh, do you want me to tell you why I'm the second coming of Christ? Like all this stuff. Like
So wait, what did Gabby say for like why she was so like friendly with you? Like was she saying that she felt like I think you mentioned that she
Well, I know
thought
the
this was a
after
test.
effect. I want to know his response because I know what she said after. I want to know his version.
Okay. Well, what was the question?
yeah.
What was like because they hung out for a while.
Okay.
And Gabby had said after the effect was like, I thought that he was
Oh,
a
yeah.
test from the universe. So they bonded and they hung out. Like she let him in for the sole factor of like he was a test. So they hung out for quite a while before she kicked him out.
Well, I think when like thinking
Is
about
that
that
true,
situation,
Nick?
that's
Did she think you were a test?
I'm not sure, but I mean we were
he did.
chatting.
He
We were
did.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with if she thought. I mean, that's crazy to think that. I mean, that kind of goes back to the point of like she wasn't very well to think that. I mean, maybe people think that. I don't think this way, so I can't understand this at all. that someone
I
would
think
think that the universe is trying to test them. Therefore, I don't know, but continue.
That's why I jumped in, because I know that
Yes.
your views are very like logical,
Not
this, that, the other. And
very
I was like, I'm gonna jump
universal
in because I was like,
spiritual stuff.
I can understand that perspective, but at the same time, it kind of got fucky in between.
that's why I think it got kind of weird because like
Right? That's what I'm saying.
her bathroom and you didn't say like you didn't tell her that you knew who she was, even if you were trying to help. And then she like was so manic and like in her thoughts, and like she was already like saying all this religious stuff on social media about how like she's whatever, you know.
Yeah, and she
saying
literally
stuff.
thought she was being tested by this
Yeah,
dude,
she
and then all
did.
of a sudden she was like, "Get out!" and like freaked out. Like she genuinely like believed that this was like a spiritual experience, and it felt like an advantage taking
I knew
situation.
Ethan
That's
was gonna make that
wild. That's
face.
crazy. Like, whoa, that's so much. That she
Ethan,
thought this was a spiritual.
I
Nick, you know
knew.
what you should have done, honestly, besides not go from the beginning, which is something I kind of stand by, is that I wonder, like, okay, I'm not saying this is what should have happened, but I'm really curious. I wonder how it would have played out if you went to use the bathroom and then she offered you coffee and you, like, kind of, like, looked at her and you're like, you know what? I'm going to leave now. She would probably have a similar reaction because she thought that she lost the test. Like I feel at some point, Nick, like while you were disingenuous with your reasons for going in, she was almost disingenuous for her reasons of letting you in. Like she said that you were going. She said, "Oh, I'll let you use the bathroom." But if she genuinely thought this was like a universal test, and I cannot relate to this at all, so I have no idea. Almost as if that she was in a sense expecting some sort of result from you. And then I guess, like in some sense, she found out this
Kara
wasn't
was
a
trying to
test.
say
This is
something, babe.
found on the internet.
Pause. Kara was trying to say something.
I don't think that's fair, first of all, because when
Why is
someone's
that?
in manic psychosis, they're not
Mhm.
consenting. They're not consenting to that happening. And so, like, for her, and like Ethan, I know this is why it made me laugh when the whole spiritual thing came in, because you don't get that. You don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like fucking
I don't
jumped
get
in.
that. No, I
Your
totally
whole
don't get that. I
TikTok,
will accept that.
your
Yes,
whole
continue.
TikTok is debunking that. And so
Mhm.
when someone is so incredibly down bad that they're just looking for a sign for help, and then all of a sudden a man, ding dong, knocks on your door, and you're like,
Mhm.
this is it, this is the Lord. And Gabby at that point is already going through so many like hallucinations and all this psychosis
Exactly.
and stuff, just thinking that like she needs this test or something. But it's not really a test, it's a random TikTok follower showing up at her door under false pretenses. And that's where it gets like she wasn't
Right, I
consenting.
know. I totally follow you the whole way. I'm just simply saying that I wonder what would have happened. I wonder if she would have had the same reaction
Yeah.
if he used the bathroom and then just left. I almost wonder if she would have had a similar reaction because, like, a lot of this isn't so much of like, I mean, yeah, it's weird that Nick, you went there and everything. I mean, that's not really necessarily up for debate. But the question is, like, was there a positive outcome from this? And I don't know, like, how there could have been a positive outcome. Because on one side, you go and
Psychologically, you wouldn't let someone in to use the like. The only time someone has ever let me into the bathroom is when my complex was on fire. Like it's not a common thing to just be like, hey, come use my bathroom, have coffee. So like I don't know under normal circumstances if this would have been a thing that happened. That's my only problem here.
Yeah, but here's another thing, and let me just throw out one more scenario. And I know this is going to piss off a lot.
No, I'm completely open.
If Nick didn't do this, okay, hypothetically, is it possible to say that she was going down such a rabbit hole that her ability and her willingness to let some random occasion be a test from the universe, right?
Absolutely.
Someone who actually had malintent, and maybe Nick did, but like physical, someone who's someone who's actually a dangerous person, could have taken advantage of the situation. And I also think that, I mean, this is just the other side of it. Like Nick going there could have prevented that in a sense, because he was the one that said, look, this is nonsense. And then she had this whole like public episode. And now I don't think she probably thinks other things, people coming to her house are a test anymore.
She actually let like 2 other people in after that too. So
did she let 2 other people in after that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like people just showed up and she let them in?
Yeah, so like apparently some girl made up some story about like she had a Bumble date that like sent her that address to go, and people were calling BS on that, and like some girl showed up, and then I don't know.
She still let people in after the fact that what happened with you?
I
Yeah.
don't think she let her in.
Well, there we go. I guess that's a good sign, right?
she-
Progress
No,
is
I
made.
was watching. I don't think anyone else was like let into the degree, but then there was also that
Bro.
other dude who made the video saying that he drove by her house. So like there was a whole bunch of shit happening in between. Like there were a lot of people taking advantage of someone going through a mental crisis.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like okay. So the argument really comes down to Nick. Nick's argument is pretty much like by him going there, it prevented her from letting other people in that could have been way worse.
Yeah, no, for
apparently
sure.
she was
Like, no,
thinking
like
anyone-
it's not necessarily that he's like a fucking crazy person or like a psycho dude. Like, genuinely, like he doesn't look like he's someone that's gonna cause harm. But like the reality is just like this is a in like you're going into someone's personal space, and now this allows other people to do the same thing to other people.
Exactly. It started a chain reaction. And like,
Yeah.
for me, thinking about the situation, if I was in your shoes, and even if my brain was working the way it was, a number of things I would have done. A, reach out to her siblings on Instagram and tell them about that leap thing that
Mhm.
because you obviously know so much, but you also don't have any. Like you don't owe her anything. And I know you're trying to be a good person, but you are not a trusted person in her life. So for the internet to see someone like who's a celebrity or an influencer who's pretty much being just taken advantage of, even if you didn't mean it in that way, it seems like that because they weren't fully consenting to the scenario. Because I think you could have done that. You also could have walked over to a neighbor instead. I don't think that's a good idea either. I don't think we really should be knocking on anyone's doors that we don't know, but been like, hey, here's the deal. This is what's going on. Maybe you could get coffee with her because you know her better than I do. You know, there's just like, I feel like more ways the situation could have gone better.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want someone like, regardless of who you are, like if I'm having coffee and someone comes up to me and he goes, hey, I think you're mentally unstable, I'm gonna come to your house. Like, you're still in it. Like, if you come to me in fucking Loblaws, I'm gonna get mad at you. Like, you don't just go up to a stranger kind of thing. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with the internet is we think that it's just now like free game.
Yeah, it gives you from you or Joe from you. Where it's like, hello there. I see you're struggling. Now I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah.
I've never met you before,
No,
but I have all this information on you.
Let Nick respond. Let Nick respond.
You just saw a comment
Yeah, go babe.
regurgitating what you saw in a comment.
Who?
You're just saying that because you saw that on a comment.
I didn't see a comment. I just said that right now.
That, bro, that's what people have been saying in the comments for like ever. Like,
I haven't
you
seen
know,
that.
you can make up all these hypothetical situations you want, but like the reality of it is that like I went there and I didn't hurt her and I didn't do anything like period. Like, so I don't. You can make up all these hypotheticals about this could have happened, that could have happened, but it
When
didn't.
did this happen, by the way?
Like literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks, right? I was on vacation. I disappeared for 2 days. I told people, let's not judge Gabby Hanna. If you're gonna judge her on the internet and try to diagnose her, you're gonna diagnose her with your own diagnosis. Like if you have bipolar, you're gonna diagnose her with bipolar. If you have BPD, you're gonna diagnose her with
What was
BPD. If
Hannah
you're a
or
drug
Gabby?
addict, you're gonna
Her name is Gabby, right? Or is it
Yeah.
Hannah?
Yeah.
What is she known for? Like, I don't even know.
She makes
Okay,
story
so
time
she's a
videos.
gossip. She was from Vine. She's originally a Vine person and then
Yes.
went to YouTube and now she's on TikTok.
She was big with YouTube. She would make a lot of story times, and she was a part of the vlog
Yeah, story
squad,
times.
David Dobrik's stuff. Like she was with that group for a long time, so she was very famous.
Yeah,
on
David
YouTube.
Dobrik,
for a long time.
Jake, all those people.
Okay. Well, I think we covered it. I
Yeah.
mean, Nick, I guess like on one side, it's a good thing. I mean, it's a bad thing that you went because it's, you know, I would never want that, but I'm also, I think, mentally sane. There's a good on one side, there is a possibility you could argue that like because you went, therefore no one else could have went, or at least she wouldn't consider anyone else to be a test because she thought you were a test and you weren't a bad person or you didn't hurt her, but someone else who wanted to hurt her could because she was so vulnerable. That's the argument you can make, but I also see like the other side of like this is like, you know, I can't necessarily I don't know the topic that well of like mental health and how to handle it. I just kind of delegate to other people. So, you know, it would have been weird if someone showed up at my place, but I'm also mentally sane. So That's where I'm at.
I feel like it could have gone either way, right? Because she's still an internet celebrity, so it's like it could have genuinely gone either way, but because of the fact that she was having a manic episode online, it actually did genuinely trigger so many people, and this is actually genuinely a fear people have of some dude knocking on the door and possibly taking advantage of them. So I do think that a lot of it really had to do with people and their perception taking it 17 steps further, and then it also pushed her further and pushed him further, and now it's gone deeper than it should have gone.
How is she doing today? Like, what's her situation now?
It seems like she's fine. She's doing her yoga.
No.
She's doing her poetry and art.
Still posting like manically posting like 10 videos in an hour talking about nonsense.
But how is posting 10 videos manic? Like,
Well,
literally,
Dude,
I
go
can
watch-
post 15 videos a day. All I have to do is press the
Don't
record
listen-
button.
Ethan, don't listen to her. Go watch her videos and tell me you think that person's sane, you know?
Oh, no, I absolutely think she's going through something. Abso-fucking-lutely. I think the bullshit that you've had to deal with is not fair. But I still think that society and the way TikTok has blown it up is based on their perception and their own triggers. I don't think that what she's going through is okay. I think that she's definitely having a whole personal experience. I think what you received as backlash was more than you deserved, but I think that it blew up bigger than it needed to be because of a lot of society and TikTok's mental space in general and their own personal triggers.
Eve, are you getting emotional?
No, I really
people
think
were
that like
asking, 'cause
I don't think that it's
I was
his
just
fault.
curious.
Like
I'm
I
not,
think that like
mad or I was curious, yeah.
no, but I think that like people are getting mad at him and they're fucking trying to blame him for everything, and then they want to get mad at her, and I'm just like, where is it that this app is actually responsible for everything that happened?
Yeah, I don't know. But this has been crazy. Nick, I'm happy you came on. This is interesting. It's 4 a.m. for me, even though I slept all day because I've been sick.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Kara.
Nick, please don't enter any more women's houses under false pretenses. If you come to mine, I'll be incredibly scared. Leave a note, DM a family
Nick can't
member.
go to Kara's house.
That's it. Please. I understand what you did. I hope you learned from the situation. I hope you'll do great things. I really do. I just hope you take this situation as seriously as like people like me feel about it, because you did hurt a group of people.
Yeah, I also just have a question
Wait,
because I saw several
how did he
people.
hurt a group of people, though? Hold on. How did he hurt a group of people?
It's like what Eve was saying. It makes like us women feel super scared that we could be taken advantage of when we're not in a consenting state of mind. It's like, again, like it's just that statement over and over. And like Nick, like you're making a whole thing out of it, being like, oh, we're making you out to be the person you're not. Like,
Hello, Kara. I think you cut out.
you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good.
What did you last year? Oh, I said, Nick, I know you were trying to be super helpful, or at least that's what you're saying. Or whatever you do, you know in your heart what you were trying to do. That's what matters. But I just need you to know that it's not safe. That didn't make Gabby feel safe. It didn't make 90% of her comments didn't feel safe, and that should tell you something. Even if you thought what you were doing was okay, I understand that. But your actions have consequences, and obviously they rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. It triggered. Yeah, it triggered. It literally triggered the entire internet. Like a bunch of people.